Hey everyone, it's Rebecca E. Parsons from the Bookery, and I am here today to show you some wonderful Halloween tags that are so quick and easy to make. I just love these. I found these in a printable. This is a printable from the Vintage Halloween Images bundle on the Graphics Fairies premium site, and I just thought those would make great tags to put on your Halloween treat bags or to put on a gift of a wine bottle or something for the Halloween season. So I created a bunch of them, and this is what I came up with. And as you can see, I actually colorized them. So that is what this little technique video is all about today. It's about how to colorize a black and white graphics fairy image. We're going to have some fun. Let me move these out of the way so we can get messy and start painting. I'm going to show you 3 different ways. I'm going to show you watercolor, and I am going to show you colored pencils, and I'm also going to show you markers. So let's just start. I don't want you to be afraid of coloring these. Now, of course, the best thing to do is to print them on laser printer if you have access to a laser printer. If not, you can print them out on an inkjet or bubble jet, whatever you have at home, but just make sure that you seal them properly with like 2 or 3 coats of a workable fixative or something before you begin to paint. Because as you know, if you've ever tried and you begin to paint on top of an inkjet or bubble jet, that things will smear or move around on you. So we don't want that to happen. We want it to stay black and white, just like a coloring book. So let me start, I think, with the watercolor. Let me get my little brushes here and get some water, and we are going to, let me see what colors we're going to use today. We're going to use some of this green, this kind of fluorescent green, methinks, right over top of this skull. I think that will be a little interesting. I'm going to try not to get into the tag part. It's hard for me to talk and chew gum at the same time, but I'm just going to try. And you can see, you just paint with your watercolor right over top. And I kind of keep my watercolors light. Watercolors, of course, are transparent by nature. So that's why this is so awesome to use on these tags. All right, so this is just really and truly like color book painting. That's all you do. I just don't want you to be afraid to get in here and find some extra uses for these beautiful black and white images. And of course, I'm going to go ahead and go right over the skeleton skull because I want it to look like it is embedded in that greenish yellow water. So let's just make sure that we get all that covered properly. And see, it doesn't take very long either. And there you go. That's simply all you have to do to use watercolors. And I think everybody should have some watercolors laying around the house. Now, you can leave the top white. Let me see if I can bring this up. I made the top a little metallic kind of color. Just a metallic gray. Trying to figure out where I put that. So that's kind of what I want to do. There's not much color in the lid of one of these jars. So a lot of it's going to be covered up with the ribbon and stuff, so don't spend a whole lot of time on that. Let me paint that part in. And there you go. You can color the tag part if you want, or just leave it there to write on. So let me see how easy peasy that is. So the next thing I'm going to do is to get out some markers and use those. And these are watercolor markers, but you can use alcohol markers as well. And again, you can see how easy this is. You want to use some sort of medium that is transparent. You don't want to use like acrylic paints. You could if that's all you have, but just make sure you water them way, way down like you would make them kind of watercolor-like. You definitely don't want to paint over these beautiful pictures. And that's what, by nature, most of the acrylics are opaque. That's what you're trying to do with them, is cover things up. So, and you just see again how quick and easy it is to paint. So I love markers. I love painting over top of the Graphics Fairies images, black and white images with markers. You can also paint over the colorized images that they have on the website as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill this one in, fill the tag in just very lightly with a little bit of purple, just to give it a nuance. And I think I will go ahead and make the lid purple on this one as well. And there you go. That's how easy that is. Very, very easy. So the next thing I'm going to do is do colored pencils. And I think I will do this in a green. I really like that green color for Halloween as well. So literally, to color with a colored pencil, just kind of stay on the side. Don't kind of do this. That makes it a little bit easier to stay on the side. And just go gently with them. Don't press too hard. Colored pencils are kind of a build-up medium. You don't want to try to get it so dark the first time. You just want to build up layers of colored pencil. And you will also notice you can also use colored pencils that are watercolor pencils, and you can use water to activate on those, and they will look more like what we did with our watercolor there. So I'm just going to go over this a couple of times, and you notice I went over vertically and horizontally both, and that kind of gives me a little bit easier look in there, a more smooth look, if you can see that right there. So that's really and truly all there is to it, to create these wonderful tags to colorize these tags. That's what I'm trying to say here. Spit it out. And how beautiful are those? So again, all you do to finish these off are just put hole punch in them. I'm just going to eyeball this. I'm kind of putting the hole down a little bit inside so I have some room to put all of these wonderful, wonderful ribbons in it. I just thought that was fun and festive. So I went out and I bought a bunch of ribbons yesterday I found a lot of this at the big box store and also at my dollar store. I picked up some fun little elements like these little plastic ring guys. And this is actually some, just some gauzy-like stuff that turns into a spider web for an outside decoration for Halloween. So I just had some fun with those. Okay, so let's just add a couple of ribbons in here. And there you have these wonderful, creepy Halloween tags or labels for whatever you want to do. Oh, and one thing I think I forgot to tell you that I just printed out some other stuff from one of the Halloween things on the Graphics Fairy on the back of my printout. So I didn't have to worry about the back, but you could, of course, leave the back open as well. I wanted to show you one final thing before we sign off. I sealed these with some Mod Podge Super High Shine Spray Acrylic. And I did that for the reason to make it look like a jar. See how shiny that is? So here we go. I hope you have a creepy, wonderful Halloween and fall season. This is Rebecca signing off. May joy be with you all.